house on a slope, and the property line with my next-door neighbor runs along an old retaining wall that has been there longer than either of us. It's not pretty, but it has held fine for years, and it keeps my yard from washing down onto his. About 6 weeks ago, we started a big backyard project with a crew. New patio, grading, drainage, the works. I didn't care until they started digging very close to that wall and stacking piles of dirt and stone near the base of it on his side. Within a couple of days, I noticed fresh cracks in the mortar on my side, and one section had started bulging just enough that I could see it from my kitchen window. I went over and told him I was concerned about the excavation putting pressure in the wrong places. He said his contractor knew what he was doing and I needed to stop being dramatic. I took pictures anyway. 2 days later, after a heavy rain, a chunk of wall dropped maybe an inch, and part of my fence leaned with it. Not fully down, but enough that I stopped letting my dog out there unsupervised. I went back over, showed him the new pictures, and asked him to pause work until somebody looked at it properly. He got irritated and said that the wall was old, my property was my problem, and if I was so worried I could rebuild it myself. What really pushed me over the edge was the crew kept going while he was talking to me. They were running a plate compactor like 10 feet away while I was staring at a crack that was not there the week before. So I called the city building department, and an inspector came out the next morning. They issued a stop work order because there were no permits for part of the grading, and because the wall issue had to be reviewed by an engineer. Now my neighbor is furious because his project is frozen, the contractor is blaming him, and he says I created a huge mess instead of being a normal adult and working it out privately. But he didn't want to work it out. Did I escalate too fast?